So impressive and so incredible to see such a huge impact in the sporting environment. And as you know, the video alluded to, a new era of Saudi Arabia. And I know that you yourself, I mean, there's a plethora of achievements and titles to your name. And forgive me for referring, but you were the first female board member of the Saudi Arabian Football Federation. And you've been an integral part in the creation of the women's football department at SAF and establishing 4 female national teams, 2 professional women's leagues, and a school league with, as we saw, 70,000 female players. It's extraordinary. So when we talk about Vision 2030, how does sport play a role in that? And I think, why is that important for here at Cityscape, and what does that mean for you personally?
Thank you, Jessica. Allow me first to thank everyone in this room. It's a pleasure to be with you all here today. And it's an honor to share a stage with you, Jessica. You're such an inspiration to us all.
Thank you.
Going back to your question, as you know, Vision 2030 is about the people of Saudi. It's about our nation. It's about quality of life. And sports is at the heart of quality of life. How can we make people happier, healthier, and have a more active nation within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? And part of that is how can we have access to facilities, infrastructure, and that's why Cityscape Global is an important conference for the sports sector. Before Vision 2030, we had limited access to sporting federations, to facility, to infrastructure. But today, we're very lucky to be part of this transformation and having access to different sports. So, for example, federations, we had only 32 federations before Vision 2030, and today we have almost 100 sporting federations. Facilities and access is equal to all, men, women, boys, girls. And that is the heart of Vision 2030, is for every single person in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to have the opportunity to practice any kind of sport and have access to facilities and infrastructure. And that's why Cityscape Global is very important for us today, because we want to invite the private sector, the developers, to join us in this journey and to be part of this transformation. And personally, sports is my passion since I was a young girl. And being part of this transformation alongside my colleagues and our Minister of Sport, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, who is leading this transformation and leading the national sports strategy. We're very lucky to be part of this era and to be under the leadership of His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz. So, sports is my passion since I was a young girl, and before Vision 2030, there was limited opportunity. And today, alongside other leaders in sport, we're part of this transformation, and access and opportunity is there for all. So back in my childhood, where we had 0 national teams, women national teams, we had a restriction in PE classes in school. And today, being part of paving the road and being part of opening the transformation in women's sports. So we have PE in schools. We have, as you mentioned, 4 women national teams in football, but in other sports, we have 40 women national teams across different sports. In the schools league, we have more than 70,000 girls playing sports in schools, and we have a female board member in every single in every single sporting federation, and we're one of the few nations around the world that has equal pay for men and women. So for me as a person, it's an honor and it's a privilege to be part of the transformation and to have my passion to become my profession. And I'm a living example of Vision 2030 today.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, leading by example, personally, professionally, and as a nation. So if we talk about participation and investment, you know, and sort of elaborating on the things that you've just said, there's a lot of headlines about bidding and getting mega events and signing, you know, amazing players, but there's more to it than that. And I'm sure that there's more opportunities that have to come behind the infrastructure and the strategies. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit more on those things behind the scenes, behind the headlines?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, whatever we do is about the people. It's for the nation, for the economy, for the society. So whatever we do is part of Vision 2030, and we have our national sports strategy, which is part of that vision and part of quality of life. So our national sports strategy has three main pillars. The first is mass participation. Before Vision 2030, we only had 13% of people in Saudi being physically active. And today, and after Vision 2030 and applying that strategy, today we're proud to say that that percentage have increased massively from 13% to 48% today. So whatever we're doing is
It's
working.
working. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the first pillar. The second pillar is amateur to elite. Amateur to elite is how to have the right path for the amateurs, the grassroots, and that path to reach to elite performance. And the third pillar is elite athletes. How can we perform better in international occasions? How can we have the right setup for our elite athletes to perform well in the international? And an example of that, Dunya Abu Talib, who is the first female Saudi that have qualified officially to the Paris Olympics. And we're very proud of Dunya because women's sports was very recent in Saudi. And because of all of the programs that have been put in place through the Saudi Olympic Committee for elite athletes, it helped Dunya to accelerate and perform and qualify to the Paris Olympics and also compete for the bronze medal. So we're very proud of Dunya. And these are the three main pillars we have. And in order to achieve those targets, we have enablers. One of those enablers is infrastructure, facilities, and one of which is hosting international events. So hosting international events help a lot in awareness, increasing the demand and participation in that sport, and also inspiring the young generation. An example of that, back in 2016, 2019, we had our first boxing event hosted in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. After that event, we had increase in participation in boxing and increase in boxing gyms by 300%. So that shows the power of hosting those international events within the kingdom and how does it affect participation and everything we're doing as part of our strategy. We've hosted the WTA finals last week,
Yeah.
and it was great seeing the young girls being inspired with the tennis players. And I was there for the final match, and I would like to congratulate Coco for winning the WTA finals. It was a great match.
It was incredible.
Yeah, but these international events and having those international players here in the kingdom, it inspires the young generation. It inspires and it helps grow the sport itself. So, in a nutshell, this is what we're trying to do. And what we're doing is for our people, for our nation, for our economy. And whenever you hear anything about Saudi and sport, just always remember one thing, that this is about making the dreams of our people come true.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, when you can see it, you can be it. And I think this is a perfect shining example of that, is obviously when you do have those, star players and star athletes who are representing the nation, the impact that then has on participants of all ages and all abilities. So it is absolutely incredible. We couldn't have you here, of course, and not talk about the 2034 FIFA World Cup bid. Can you tell us what's behind it and how things are going?
Okay, so I'll repeat again, whatever we're doing is for our people, for our nation. And as you know, Saudi is a football nation, and football is in every single house within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And we're a young population. 60% of the population of Saudi are below the age of 30. And as part of our bid, what we've been saying is growing together. So we want to grow together. We want to grow people together. We want to grow continents together. We want to grow connections together. We want to grow football together. And this is what we're doing throughout the bid. And as you know, today we're bidding to host the World Cup 2034, and the decision will be made in the 11th of December for the World Cup 2030 and 2034. And if we get the honor to host the World Cup in 2034, we want to invite the whole world to be part of this journey, the transformation we're going through. And the location of Saudi geographically is unique because 60% of the whole world can reach Saudi within 8-hour flight. So we would like to invite the whole world to be part of this transformation and also to enjoy an exceptional World Cup in 2034. And another thing is that we have a unique landscape within the kingdom, from sea to desert to mountains. And therefore, as part of the bid, we have 5 host cities. So the central, which is Riyadh, the east, the west, the south, and the north, to allow fans to explore the diverse landscape within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And we have also a unique heritage and culture. And we have also the modern side, which is the transformation. So I would say that it's a unique bid that showcase the different landscape within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and also combining between the culture and heritage and also the future and modern side of it. And another thing is for fans, in order for them to commute between those host cities, the maximum flight time would be 2 hours, not more than that. So we would want to welcome the world, and we have an open invitation for everyone.
Incredibly exciting. Well, I know that our time is almost up, but from one sportswoman to another, and when we're talking about women's sport in particular, we've seen how far it has come and how far it potentially can go here in Saudi Arabia. Do you think that people really understand that progress? Do you think they appreciate the progress that is still yet to be made? And how do we continue that important conversation?
So we have our national sports strategy and we have our initiatives, and we're continuing to do what is right for our nation, for our people, for our girls, and it's working. So we have more girls being physically active, more sports into schools, more girls joining national teams at all levels. So we will continue to do what's right for our nation, for our girls, and we have the support of everyone. The whole society are part of Vision 2030, part of women empowerment, women enablement, and the numbers speaks for itself. So we will continue to do what's right for our people, our nation, and whoever wants to join us, they're welcome to join us in our journey.
Amazing. Well, I could personally sit here and speak to you all day. We are so grateful that you have shared these insights and some of your personal ideas and thoughts. And I think it's very clear that we're paving a way for Saudi to absolutely become the global sports epicenter. So thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen.